Voltorb in. Get it? Like Voltorb's a ball, so instead of saying balls in, it said Voltorb in. Anyways, I was loading up my save file of my flinching moves playthrough of Pokemon Crystal, and I just had an idea. I was like, can you catch Pokemon in any of the towns? And I was like, let me go to Newbark Town, because I know there's some Headbutt Trees, and so I'm trying to use Headbutt on these trees, and nothing's happening. I tried there's 10 of them that you can try. Tried all 10 of them, nothing. So I was like, okay, maybe I just have to leave and go on route 2 or whatever it is right next to it. Or is it, no, it's like 26 in this one, because this is Johto's 2nd gen. And then come back and try all the Headbutt Trees again. Nothing. I must have tried them off recording like 30 times and still nothing. So I can only conclude that you can't wake up a sleeping Pokemon from one of these Headbutt Trees. Or technically, they don't wake up because they're still asleep when they come into battle, which is kind of odd. I guess they just fall out of the tree. But you can even consult the Pokemon Gold and Silver game guide, and I'm talking about the physical hard copy. Well, it's not a hardback, it's more of a paperback, but the actual physical book. I bet some of you don't remember that they used to offer actual game guides in bookstores and video game stores for video games. I mean, they might still do for a few, but I used to read it all the time because sometimes I'd get my video games taken away and I was still allowed to read books, so why not read a game guide? I knew most of the ins and outs, but the game guide always had that little nugget of information that I missed being a 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old playing this game. Now, there is a way to catch Pokemon in Newbark Town, and that is simply by fishing on the coast. You stand right on the coast, you're still in Newbark Town, you throw out whichever rod you have. I happen to have the good rod, which you'll see here in a little while, but you can use your old rod, your good rod, or your super rod. And any of those Pokemon you can hook off of those rods, those are the Pokemon you can catch in Newbark Town. Yes, it's a technicality, but it still works. Also, I would argue you can't catch any of the starters because they're already given to you. They're already inside a Pokeball. So you don't actually catch those, you just choose one. But here we are going to catch a Pokemon in Newbark Town just to prove it all to YouTube and the greater good. And of course, I am going to show off my awesome Hyper Beam move that I could have used, but I'm not. And then I'm going to use my Master Ball. Why? Because I've already beaten this game, and I would just love to have one chance to use my Master Ball, just to use it, rather than this save file go forever without having a Master Ball being used. Because that would be terrible. That would be awful. That would be sad. We caught a Chinchou, and I'm going to rename it to Wet Voltorb because you know what happens when you throw a Voltorb in water? It gains a water type. It becomes water electric, much like this Chinchou. So in honor of that, we're going to name it Wet Voltorb. Of course, that is complete nonsense. I'm just making that up. That's just, I thought it was funny. So Wet Voltorb, and we caught a Pokemon in Newbark Town. You all can do this. This is not a hack. This is not some crazy coding or programming. Thank you for watching. Voltorb out. Balls out.